On September 4, 1981, a baby was born to a mother, Celestine Tina Knowles, who was a hairdresser and salon owner, and to a father, Matthew Knowles, who was sales manager in Xerox. But what they didn't know at that time was, a star was born. Beyoncé Giselle Knowles Carter is an American singer, songwriter, and actress. Beyoncé performed in various singing and dancing competitions as a child. She rose to fame in the late 1990s as a member of the R&B girl group Destiny's Child, one of the best-selling girl groups of all time. Their hiatus saw the release of her debut album Dangerously in Love, which featured the US Billboard Hot 100 #1 singles Crazy in Love and Baby Boy. Let's explore the history, life, and career of Beyoncé in this Beyoncé documentary, History, Life, and Career. Beyoncé Giselle Knowles was born on September 4, 1981. Her mother, Celestine Tina Knowles, was a hairdresser and salon owner. Her father, Matthew Knowles, was a manager in Xerox Holdings Corporation. Beyoncé was born and raised in Houston, Texas. She has a younger sister, Solange Piaget Knowles, who is also a singer and was a backup dancer in Destiny Child's group. Beyoncé was raised Catholic and attended St. Mary's Montessori School in Houston, where she enrolled in dance classes. Beyoncé researched her ancestry and discovered that she is descended from a slave owner, who married his slave. When she was 8 years old, she met Latavia Roberson at an audition for an all-girl entertainment group, and was selected with 3 other girls. In 1995, the group got signed up and began recording their debut album with Sony Music, and the group changed their name to Destiny's Child. Beyoncé's first solo recording was a feature on Jay-Z's song 03 Bonnie and Clyde. And rest is history. Beyoncé started a relationship with Jay-Z after their collaboration on a song 03 Bonnie and Clyde, which appeared on his 7th album The Blueprint 2, The Gift and the Curse. Beyoncé appeared as Jay-Z's girlfriend in the music video for the song, fueling speculation about their relationship. Later, Beyoncé and Jay-Z got married without any publicity. As a couple, they had sold a combined more than 300 million records together. They are known for their private relationship, although they have appeared to become more relaxed since 2013. Both have acknowledged difficulty that arose in their marriage after Jay-Z had an affair.
I pray that I will, because her strength and her, man, is the strongest woman I know.
Beyoncé had a miscarriage around 2010s, describing it as the saddest thing she had ever endured.
About 2 years ago, I was pregnant for the first time, and I heard the heartbeat, which was the most beautiful music I've ever heard in my life. And it's something that happens when you hear the heartbeat. It makes you truly know that there's life inside of you.
She returned to the studio and wrote music to cope with the loss. Next year, Beyoncé and Jay-Z traveled to Paris to shoot the album cover for 4, and she unexpectedly became pregnant in Paris. Same year, the couple attended the MTV Video Music Awards, at which Beyoncé performed Love on Top and ended the performance by revealing she was pregnant. Her appearance helped that year's MTV Video Music Awards become the most watched broadcast in MTV history. The announcement was listed in Guinness World Records for most tweets per second recorded for a single event on Twitter, receiving 8,868 tweets per second, and Beyoncé pregnant was the most Googled phrase that week. Next year, Beyoncé gave birth to a daughter, named Blue Ivy, at Lenox Hill Hospital in New York City. Following the release of Beyoncé album Lemonade, which included the single Sorry, speculations arose about Jay-Z's alleged infidelity with a mistress referred to as Becky. John Perrells in the New York Times pointed out that many of the accusations were aimed specifically and recognizably at him. Similarly, Rob Sheffield of Rolling Stone magazine noted the lines "Suck on my balls, I've had enough" were an unmistakable hint that the lyrics revolve around Jay-Z.
Suck on my balls, I had enough.
In 2017, she revealed on her Instagram account that she was expecting twins. Her announcement gained over 6.3 million likes within 8 hours, breaking the world record for the most liked image on the website at the time. Same year, Beyoncé uploaded the first image of herself and the twins onto her Instagram account, confirming their birth date as a month prior, on June 13, 2017, with the post becoming the second most liked on Instagram, behind her own pregnancy announcement. The twins, a daughter named Rumi and a son named Sir, were born at Ronald Reagan UCLA Medical Center in California. She wrote of her pregnancy and its aftermath in the September 2018 issue of Vogue, in which she had full control of the cover. Beyoncé's singing was discovered when the dance instructor began humming a song and she finished it, able to hit the high-pitched notes. Beyoncé's interest in music and performing continued after winning a school talent show at age 7, singing John Lennon's Imagine to beat 15 and 16-year-olds. In the fall of 1990, Beyoncé enrolled in Parker Elementary School, a music magnet school in Houston, where she would perform with the school's choir. She also attended the High School for the Performing and Visual Arts and later Alif Elsik High School. She was also a member of the choir at St. John's United Methodist Church as a soloist for 2 years. When Beyoncé was 8, she met Latavia Roberson at an audition for an all-girl entertainment group. They were placed into a group called Girls Time with 3 other girls and rapped and danced on the talent show circuit in Houston.
From Hollywood, the entertainment capital of the world, it's the 1986 competition of Star Search.
After seeing the group, R&B producer Arne Frager brought them to his Northern California studio and placed them in Star Search, the largest talent show on national TV at the time.
Your challenges are a young group from Houston. Welcome Beyoncé, Latavia, Nina, Nicki, Kelly, and Ashley, the hip-hop rapping Girls Time.
And Girls Time failed to win. And Beyoncé later said the song they performed was not good. In 1995, Beyoncé's father resigned from his job to manage the group. The move reduced Beyoncé's family's income by half, and her parents were forced to sell their house and cars and move into separate apartments. Matthew cut the original lineup to 4 and the group continued performing as an opening act for other established R&B girl groups. The girls auditioned before record labels and were finally signed to Elektra Records, moving to Atlanta Records briefly to work on their first recording, only to be cut by the company. This put further strain on the family, and Beyoncé's parents separated. The same year, Dwayne Wiggins's Grassroots Entertainment signed the group. In 1996, the girls began recording their debut album under an agreement with Sony Music. The Knowles family reunited, and shortly after, the group got a contract with Columbia Records. The group changed their name to Destiny's Child in 1996, based upon a passage in the Book of Isaiah. In 1997, Destiny's Child released their major label debut song Killing Time on the soundtrack to the 1997 film Men in Black. In November, the group released their debut single and first major hit. They released their self-titled debut album in 1998, which established the group as a viable act in the music industry, with moderate sales and winning the group 3 Soul Train Lady of Soul Awards for Best R&B Soul Album of the Year, Best R&B Soul or Rap New Artist, and Best R&B Soul Single for No No No.
We're very overwhelmed. We didn't know when we woke up that we would win 3 awards. We're very overwhelmed. We can't believe this is happening. We hope to win more. We hope that this opens the doors for us.
The group released their multi-platinum second album The Writings on the Wall in 1999. The record features some of the group's most widely known songs such as Bills, Bills, Bills,
Ask to hold some money from me until you get your check next week.
the group's first #1 single, Jumpin' Jumpin' and Say My Name, which became their most successful song at the time, and would remain one of their signature songs. Say My Name won the Best R&B Performance by a Duo or Group with Vocals and the Best R&B Song at the 43rd Annual Grammy Awards.
And the Grammy nominee for Best R&B Performance by a Duo or Group with Vocal goes to...
Gotta do the brr.
Say My Name, Destiny's Child.
The Writings on the Wall sold more than 8 million copies worldwide. During this time, Beyoncé recorded a duet with Mark Nelson, an original member of Boyz II Men, on the song After All Is Said and Done for the soundtrack to the 1999 film, The Best Man. LaToya Luckett and Roberson became unhappy with Matthews' management of the band and eventually were replaced by Farrah Franklin and Michelle Williams.
I saw it so late at night. Everybody was like, girl, you hadn't seen it? I was like, no. I hadn't seen it. And when I saw it, I was like...
Beyoncé experienced depression following the split with Luckett and Roberson after being publicly blamed by the media, critics, and blogs for its cause. Her long-standing boyfriend left her at this time. The depression was so severe it lasted for a couple of years, during which she occasionally kept herself in her bedroom for days and refused to eat anything. Beyoncé stated that she struggled to speak about her depression because Destiny's Child had just won their first Grammy Award, and she feared no one would take her seriously. Beyoncé would later speak of her mother as the person who helped her fight it. Franklin was then dismissed, leaving just Beyoncé, Roland, and Williams.
Question, tell me what you think about me. I got my own.
The remaining band members recorded Independent Women Part 1, which appeared on the soundtrack to the 2000 film Charlie's Angels.
Me, the most elite.
It became their best charting single, topping the US Billboard Hot 100 chart for 11 consecutive weeks. Early next year, while Destiny's Child was completing their third album, Beyoncé landed a major role in the MTV made-for-television film, Carmen, a hip-hop era, starring alongside American actor Mekhi Phifer. Set in Philadelphia, the film is a modern interpretation of the 19th century opera Carmen by French composer Georges Bizet. When the third album Survivor was released, Luckett and Roberson filed a lawsuit claiming that the songs were aimed at them. The album debuted at #1 in the US Billboard 200, with first-week sales of 663,000 copies sold. The album spawned other #1 hits, Bootylicious and the title track, Survivor, the latter of which earned the group a Grammy Award for Best R&B Performance by a Duo or Group with Vocals. After releasing their holiday album 8 Days of Christmas in October 2001, the group announced a hiatus to further pursue solo careers. Next year in July, Beyoncé made her theatrical film debut, playing Foxy Cleopatra alongside Mike Myers in the comedy film Austin Powers in Goldmember, which spent its first weekend atop the US box office and grossed $73 million. Beyoncé released Work It Out as the lead single from its soundtrack album, which entered the top 10 in the UK, Norway, and Belgium. Next year, Beyoncé starred opposite Cuba Gooding, Jr., in the musical comedy The Fighting Temptations as Lily, a single mother with whom Gooding's character falls in love.
Don't remember me? I was determined to be Mrs. Michael Jackson.
And how's that going?
Oh, it turns out I'm not his type.
The film received mixed reviews from critics but grossed $30 million in the U.S. Beyoncé released Fighting Temptation as the lead single from the film's soundtrack album, with Missy Elliott, MC Lyte, and Free, which was also used to promote the film. Another of Beyoncé's contributions to the soundtrack, Summertime, fared better on the U.S. charts.
Out of all the guys who approach me, walking up to me like they know me, you were...
Beyoncé's first solo recording was a feature on Jay-Z's song "03 Bonnie and Clyde" that was released in October 2002, peaking at number 4 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 chart. Next year, Beyoncé premiered songs from her first solo album Dangerously in Love during her first solo concert and the pay-per-view television special, Ford Presents Beyoncé Knowles, Friends and Family, live from Ford's 100th anniversary celebration in Dearborn, Michigan. The album was released after Michelle Williams and Kelly Rowland had released their solo efforts. The album sold 317,000 copies in its first week, debuted atop the Billboard 200, and has since sold 11 million copies worldwide. The album's lead single, Crazy in Love, featuring Jay-Z, became Beyoncé's first #1 single as a solo artist. Baby Boy also reached #1, and singles, Me, Myself and I and Naughty Girl, both reached the top 5.
Dangerously in Love, Beyoncé!
Wow. This is unbelievable. Performing was enough for me. I'm just
The
so
album
honored.
earned Beyoncé a then record-tying 5 awards at the 46th Annual Grammy Awards: Best Contemporary R&B Album, Best Female R&B Vocal Performance for Dangerously in Love 2, Best R&B Song and Best Rap Sung Collaboration for Crazy in Love, and Best R&B Performance by a Duo or Group with Vocals for The Closer I Get to You with Luther Vandross. During the ceremony, she performed with Prince. In November of the same year, she embarked on the Dangerously in Love tour in Europe and later toured alongside Missy Elliott and Alicia Keys for the Verizon Ladies' first tour in North America. Then at the start of next year, Beyoncé performed the American National Anthem at Super Bowl 38, at the Reliant Stadium in Houston, Texas. After the release of Dangerously in Love, Beyoncé had planned to produce a follow-up album using several of the leftover tracks. However, this was put on hold so she could concentrate on recording Destiny Fulfilled, the final studio album by Destiny's Child. Released in 2004, in the US and peaking at #2 on the Billboard 200, Destiny Fulfilled included the singles Lose My Breath and Soldier, which reached the top 5 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. Destiny's Child embarked on a worldwide concert tour, Destiny Fulfilled and Lovin' It, sponsored by McDonald's Corporation, and performed hits such as No No No, Survivor, Say My Name, Independent Women and Lose My Breath. In addition to renditions of the group's recorded material, they also performed songs from each singer's solo careers, most notably numbers from Dangerously in Love. And during the last stop of their European tour, in Barcelona in 2005, Rowland announced that Destiny's Child would disband following the North American leg of the tour. The group released their first compilation album #1s in the same year in the US and accepted a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in March of next year.
I want to thank everyone for being here, and thank you for supporting us. We started when we were 9 years old, and here we are, getting a Hollywood star. Dreams.
Beyoncé's second solo album Birthday was released in 2006, in the US to coincide with her 25th birthday. It sold 541,000 copies in its first week and debuted atop the Billboard 200, becoming Beyoncé's second consecutive #1 album in the United States. The album's lead single Deja Vu, featuring Jay-Z, reached the top 5 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart.
I don't make the list, don't be mad at me. I just make the hits like a factory.
The second international single Irreplaceable was a commercial success worldwide, reaching number 1 in Australia, Hungary, Ireland, New Zealand, and the United States.
I'll be nothing at all to you. Baby, I won't shed a tear.
Birthday also produced 3 other singles, Ring the Alarm, Get Me Bodied, and Green Light, which was released in the United Kingdom only. At the 49th Annual Grammy Awards, Birthday was nominated for 5 Grammy Awards, including Best Contemporary R&B Album, Best Female R&B Vocal Performance for Ring the Alarm, and Best R&B Song and Best Rap Song Collaboration for Deja Vu. The Freemasons Club mix of Deja Vu without the rap was put forward in the Best Remixed Recording, non-classical category. Birthday won the award for Best Contemporary R&B Album. The following year, Birthday received 2 nominations, for Record of the Year for Irreplaceable and Best Pop Collaboration with Vocals for Beautiful Liar with Shakira. Also receiving a nomination for Best Compilation Soundtrack Album for Motion Pictures, Television, or Other Visual Media for her appearance on Dreamgirls, music from the motion picture. Her first acting role of 2006 was in the comedy film The Pink Panther, starring opposite Steve Martin, grossing $158.8 million at the box office worldwide. Her second film, Dreamgirls, the film version of the 1981 Broadway musical loosely based on The Supremes, received acclaim from critics and grossed $154 million internationally. In it, she starred opposite Jennifer Hudson, Jamie Foxx, and Eddie Murphy, playing a pop singer based on Diana Ross.
Listen to the song here in my heart.
To promote the film, Beyoncé released Listen as the lead single from the soundtrack album. In April of next year, Beyoncé embarked on the Beyoncé Experience, her first worldwide concert tour, visiting 97 venues and grossed over $24 million. Beyoncé conducted pre-concert food donation drives during 6 major stops in conjunction with her pastor at St. John's and America's Second Harvest. At the same time, Birthday was re-released with 5 additional songs, including her duet with Shakira, Beautiful Liar. I Am Sasha Fierce was released on November 18, 2008, in the United States. The album formally introduces Beyoncé's alter ego Sasha Fierce, conceived during the making of her 2003 single Crazy in Love. It was met with generally mediocre reviews from critics, but sold 482,000 copies in its first week, debuting atop the Billboard 200, and giving Beyoncé her 3rd consecutive #1 album in the US. The album featured the #1 song Single Ladies, Put a Ring on It, and the top 5 songs If I Were a Boy and Halo.
Remember those walls I built? Well, baby, they're tumbling down, and they didn't even...
Achieving the accomplishment of becoming her longest-running Hot 100 single in her career, Halo's success in the US helped Beyoncé attain more top 10 singles on the list than any other woman during the 2000s. It also included the successful Sweet Dreams, and singles Diva, Ego, Broken Hearted Girl, and Videophone. The music video for Single Ladies has been parodied and imitated around the world, spawning the first major dance craze of the internet age, according to the Toronto Star. The video has won several awards, including Best Video at the 2009 MTV Europe Music Awards, the 2009 Scottish MOBO Awards,
and the winner is Beyoncé,
and the 2009 BET Awards. At the 2009 MTV Video Music Awards, the video was nominated for 9 awards, ultimately winning 3, including Video of the Year. Its failure to win the Best Female Video category, which went to American singer-songwriter Taylor Swift's You Belong With Me, led to Kanye West interrupting the ceremony and Beyoncé improvising a representation of Swift's award during her own acceptance speech.
Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish.
but Beyoncé had one of the best videos of all time.
In March 2009, Beyoncé embarked on the I Am World Tour, her second headlining worldwide concert tour, consisting of 108 shows, grossing $119.5 million.
Do you ever for 1 second get to thinking?
Beyoncé further expanded her acting career, starring as blues singer Etta James in the 2008 musical biopic Cadillac Records.
Trying to take care of you. I don't need no man to take care of me.
My lonely days are over.
Her performance in the film received praise from critics, and she garnered several nominations for her portrayal of James, including a Satellite Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress, and a NAACP Image Award nomination for Outstanding Supporting Actress. She donated her entire salary from the film to Phoenix House, an organization of rehabilitation centers for heroin addicts around the country. In 2009, Beyoncé performed James at Last at first couple Barack and Michelle Obama's first inaugural ball. Beyoncé starred opposite Ollie Larder and Idris Elba in the thriller, Obsessed. She played Sharon Charles, a mother and wife whose family is threatened by her husband's stalker. Although the film received negative reviews from critics, the movie did well at the US box office, grossing $68 million to $60 million more than Cadillac Records, on a budget of $20 million. The fight scene finale between Sharon and the character played by Ollie Larder also won the 2010 MTV Movie Award for Best Fight.
Don't touch me!
At the 52nd Annual Grammy Awards, Beyoncé received 10 nominations, including Album of the Year for I Am Sasha Fierce, Record of the Year for Halo, and Song of the Year for Single Ladies Put a Ring on It, among others.
And the Grammy goes to Halo, Beyoncé.
Wow. Thank you so much. Oh.
She tied with Lauryn Hill for most Grammy nominations in a single year by a female artist. Beyoncé went on to win 6 of those nominations, breaking a record she previously tied in 2004 for the most Grammy Awards won in a single night by a female artist with 6. In 2010, Beyoncé was featured on Lady Gaga's single Telephone and appeared in its music video. The song topped the US Pop Songs chart, becoming the 6th number one for both Beyoncé and Gaga, tying them with Mariah Carey for most number ones since the Nielsen Top 40 Airplay chart launched in 1992. Telephone received a Grammy Award nomination for Best Pop Collaboration with Vocals. Beyoncé announced a hiatus from her music career in January 2010, heeding her mother's advice, to live life, to be inspired by things again. During the break, she and her father parted ways as business partners. Beyoncé's musical break lasted 9 months and saw her visit multiple European cities, the Great Wall of China,
Wow, this is so pretty.
the Egyptian pyramids,
Going to Egypt was incredible.
Australia, English music festivals and various museums and ballet performances. In 2011, she became the first solo female artist to headline the main pyramid stage at the Glastonbury Festival in over 20 years.
Can you help me out? Can everybody help me out?
Her 4th studio album 4 was released 2 days later in the US. 4 sold 310,000 copies in its first week and debuted atop the Billboard 200 chart, giving Beyoncé her 4th consecutive #1 album in the US. The album was preceded by 2 of its singles, Run the World and Best Thing I Never Had. The 4th single, Love on Top, spent 7 consecutive weeks at #1 on the Hot R&B Hip Hop Songs chart, while peaking at number 20 on the Billboard Hot 100, the highest peak from the album.
I can see the stars all the way from here.
Her also produced 4 other singles: Party, Countdown, I Care and End of Time. Eat, Play, Love, a cover story written by Beyoncé for Essence that detailed her 2010 career break, won her a writing award from the New York Association of Black Journalists. In late 2011, she took the stage at New York's Roseland Ballroom for 4 nights of special performances. The 4 intimate nights with Beyoncé concerts saw the performance of her 4th album to a standing room only. In August of the same year, the album was certified platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America, having shipped 1 million copies to retail stores. By December 2015, it reached sales of 1.5 million copies in the US. The album reached 1 billion Spotify streams in 2018, making Beyoncé the first female artist to have 3 of their albums surpass 1 billion streams on the platform. In 2012, she performed for 4 nights at Revel Atlantic City's Ovation Hall to celebrate the resort's opening, her first performances since giving birth to her daughter. Next year, Destiny's Child released Love Songs, a compilation album of the romance-themed songs from their previous albums, and a newly recorded track, Nuclear. Beyoncé also performed the American national anthem singing along with a pre-recorded track at President Obama's 2nd inauguration in Washington, D.C. The following month, Beyoncé performed at the Super Bowl 47 halftime show, held at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. The performance stands as the 2nd most tweeted about moment in history at 268,000 tweets per minute.
Grammy goes to Beyoncé, Love on Top.
At the 55th Annual Grammy Awards, Beyoncé won for Best Traditional R&B Performance for Love on Top. Her feature-length documentary film, Life is But a Dream, first aired on HBO on February 16, 2013. The film was co-directed by Beyoncé herself. Beyoncé embarked on the Mrs. Carter Show World Tour on April 15 in Belgrade, Serbia. The tour included 132 dates that ran through to March 2014. It became the most successful tour of her career and one of the most successful tours of all time. In May, Beyoncé's cover of Amy Winehouse's Back to Black with Andre 3000 on the Great Gatsby soundtrack was released. Beyoncé voiced Queen Tara in the 3D CGI animated film, Epic, released by 20th Century Fox, and recorded an original song for the film, Rise Up, co-written with Sia. In December of 2013, Beyoncé unexpectedly released her eponymous 5th studio album on the iTunes Store without any prior announcement or promotion. The album debuted atop the Billboard 200 chart, giving Beyoncé her 5th consecutive #1 album in the US. This made her the first woman in the chart's history to have her first 5 studio albums debut at #1. Beyoncé received critical acclaim and commercial success, selling 1 million digital copies worldwide in 6 days. Musically an electro R&B album, it concerns darker themes previously unexplored in her work, such as bulimia, postnatal depression and the fears and insecurities of marriage and motherhood. The single Drunken Love, featuring Jay-Z, peaked at #2 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. Next year, Beyoncé and Jay-Z officially announced their On the Run tour. It served as the couple's first co-headlining stadium tour together.
Thank you. I have nothing to say, but I'm filled with so much gratitude. I just thank God for this moment. I love y'all so much. Blue Blue, I love you. My beloved, I love you. My fans, I love you. MTV, I love you. Good night.
Same year, she received the Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award at the 2014 MTV Video Music Awards. Beyoncé also won home 3 competitive awards, Best Video with a Social Message and Best Cinematography for Pretty Hurts, as well as Best Collaboration for Drunken Love. In November, Forbes reported that Beyoncé was the top-earning woman in music for the 2nd year in a row, earning $115 million in the year, more than double her earnings from the previous year. Beyoncé was reissued with new material in 3 forms, as an extended play, a box set, as well as a full platinum edition. According to the International Federation of the Phonographic Industry, in the last 19 days of 2013, the album sold 2.3 million units worldwide, becoming the 10th best-selling album of the year. The album also went on to become the 20th best-selling album of 2014. As of November 2014, Beyoncé has sold over 5 million copies worldwide and has generated over 1 billion streams, as of March 2015.
Wow, thank you guys so much. This is such an honor. I'd like to thank God. This has been such an incredible year. I love y'all.
At the 57th Annual Grammy Awards in 2015, Beyoncé was nominated for 6 awards, ultimately winning 3: Best R&B Performance and Best R&B Song for Drunken Love, and Best Surround Sound Album for Beyoncé. She was nominated for Album of the Year, but the award went to Beck for his album Morning Phase. In 2016, Beyoncé released Formation and its accompanying music video exclusively on the music streaming platform Tidal. The song was made available to download for free. She performed Formation live for the first time during the NFL Super Bowl 50 halftime show. The appearance was considered controversial as it appeared to reference the 50th anniversary of the Black Panther Party, and the NFL forbids political statements in its performances. Immediately following the performance, Beyoncé announced the Formation World Tour, which highlighted stops in both North America and Europe. It ended on October 7th, with Beyoncé bringing out her husband Jay-Z, Kendrick Lamar, and Serena Williams for the last show. The tour went on to win Tour of the Year at the 44th American Music Awards. Same year, Beyoncé released a teaser clip for a project called Lemonade, a 1-hour film which aired on HBO. A corresponding album with the same title was released on the same day exclusively on Tidal. Lemonade debuted at number 1 in the US Billboard 200, making Beyoncé the first act in Billboard history to have their first 6 studio albums debut atop the chart. She broke a record previously tied with DMX in 2013. With all 12 tracks of Lemonade debuting on the Billboard Hot 100 chart, Beyoncé also became the first female act to chart 12 or more songs at the same time. Additionally, Lemonade was streamed 115 million times through Tidal, setting a record for the most streamed album in a single week by a female artist in history. It was 2016's third highest-selling album in the US, with 1.554 million copies sold in that time period within the country, as well as the best-selling album worldwide with global sales of 2.5 million throughout the year. In 2019, Lemonade was certified 3 times platinum, having sold up to 3 million album-equivalent units in the United States alone. Lemonade became her most critically acclaimed work to date, receiving universal acclaim according to Metacritic. Several music publications included the album among the best of 2016, including Rolling Stone, which listed Lemonade at number 1. The album's visuals were nominated in 11 categories at the 2016 MTV Video Music Awards, the most ever received by Beyoncé in a single year, and went on to win 8 awards, including Video of the Year for Formation.
Beyoncé Formation!
The 8 wins made Beyoncé the most awarded artist in the history of the VMAs, surpassing Madonna. Beyoncé occupied the 6th place for Time magazine's 2016 Person of the Year. Next year, it was announced that Beyoncé would headline the Coachella Music and Arts Festival. This would make Beyoncé only the 2nd female headliner of the festival since it was founded in 1999. It was later announced that Beyoncé would no longer be able to perform at the festival due to doctors' concerns regarding her pregnancy. The festival owners announced that she will instead headline the next year's festival. Upon the announcement of Beyoncé's departure from the festival lineup, ticket prices dropped by 12%. At the 59th Grammy Awards, Lemonade led the nominations with 9, including Album, Record, and Song of the Year for Lemonade and Formation respectively. And ultimately won 2, Best Urban Contemporary Album for Lemonade and Best Music Video for Formation.
My artist of my life is Beyoncé, and this album for me, the Lemonade album, was just
so monumental, Beyoncé. It was so monumental and so well thought
Adele,
out.
upon winning her Grammy for Album of the Year, stated Lemonade was monumental and more deserving. In September of the same year, Beyoncé collaborated with J Balvin and Willie William to release a remix of the song Mi Gente. Beyoncé donated all proceeds from the song to hurricane charities for those affected by Hurricane Harvey and Hurricane Irma in Texas, Mexico, Puerto Rico, and other Caribbean islands. In November, Eminem released Walk on Water featuring Beyoncé as the lead single from his album Revival.
Nas, Rock, Kim, Pac, Big, James, Todd Smith, and I'm not Prince.
Same month, Ed Sheeran announced that Beyoncé would feature on the remix to his song Perfect. The song reached #1 in the United States, becoming Beyoncé's sixth song of her solo career to do so. In 2018, the music video of Beyoncé and Jay-Z's 444 collaboration, Family Feud, was released. It was directed by Ava DuVernay.
I told my wife the spiritual shit really work. Alhamdulillah, I run through them all. Police home, all these phonies.
In March of the same year, DJ Khaled released Top Off as the first single from his forthcoming album Father of Assad featuring Beyoncé, husband Jay-Z, and Future. The same month, a joint tour with Knowles' husband Jay-Z was leaked on Facebook. Information about the tour was later taken down. The couple announced the joint tour officially as On the Run 2 tour and simultaneously released a trailer for the tour on YouTube. Next month, Beyoncé played the first of 2 weekends as the headlining act of the Coachella Music Festival. Her performance, attended by 125,000 festival-goers, was immediately praised, with multiple media outlets describing it as historic. The performance became the most tweeted about performance of Weekend 1, as well as the most watched live Coachella performance and the most watched live performance on YouTube of all time. The show paid tribute to Black culture, specifically historically Black colleges and universities, and featured a live band with over 100 dancers. Destiny's Child also reunited during the show. In June of the same year, Beyoncé and husband Jay-Z kicked off the On the Run 2 tour in Cardiff, United Kingdom. 10 days later, at their final London performance, the pair unveiled Everything Is Love, their joint studio album, credited under the name The Carters, and initially available exclusively on Tidal. The pair also released the video for the album's lead single, Apes Hit, on Beyoncé's official YouTube channel.
Undefeated with the cane too. I said no to the Super Bowl. You need me, I don't need you. Every night we in the
Everything Is Love received generally positive reviews and debuted at #2 in the US Billboard 200, with 123,000 album equivalent units, of which 70,000 were pure album sales. In December of the same year, Beyoncé alongside Jay-Z headlined the Global Citizen Festival, Mandela 100, which was held at FNB Stadium in Johannesburg, South Africa. Their 2-hour performance had concepts similar to the On the Run 2 tour, and Beyoncé was praised for her outfits, which paid tribute to Africa's diversity. Homecoming, a documentary and concert film focusing on Beyoncé's historic 2018 Coachella performances, was released by Netflix in 2019. The film was accompanied by the surprise live album Homecoming, the live album. It was later reported that Beyoncé and Netflix had signed a $60 million deal to produce 3 different projects, one of which is Homecoming. Homecoming received 6 nominations at the 71st Primetime Creative Arts Emmy Awards. Beyoncé starred as the voice of Nala in the remake The Lion King, which was released the same year. Beyoncé is featured on the film's soundtrack and was released with a remake of the song Can You Feel the Love Tonight alongside Donald Glover, Billy Eichner and Seth Rogen, which was originally composed by Elton John. Additionally, an original song from the film by Beyoncé, Spirit, was released as the lead single from both the soundtrack and The Lion King. The Gift, a companion album released alongside the film, produced and curated by Beyoncé. Beyoncé called The Lion King the gift of sonic cinema. She also stated that the album is influenced by everything from R&B, pop, hip-hop, and Afrobeat. The songs were additionally produced by African producers, which Beyoncé said was because authenticity and heart were important to her, since the film is set in Africa. In September of the same year, a documentary chronicling the development, production and early music video filming of The Lion King, The Gift, entitled Beyoncé Presents, Making the Gift, was aired on ABC. In 2020, Beyoncé was featured on the remix of Megan Thee Stallion's song Savage, marking her first material of music for the year. The song peaked at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, marking Beyoncé's 11th song to do so across all acts. The same year, Beyoncé released the non-profit charity single Black Parade.
I'm going back to the South. I'm going back where my roots ain't.
On June 23rd, she followed up the release of its studio version with an a cappella version exclusively on Tidal. Black is King, a visual album based on the music of The Lion King, The Gift, premiered globally on Disney+.
Follow your light.
Produced by Disney and Parkwood Entertainment, the film was written, directed, and executive produced by Beyoncé. The film was described by Disney as a celebratory memoir for the world on the Black experience. Beyoncé received the most nominations at the 63rd Annual Grammy Awards and the most awards, which made her the most awarded singer, most awarded female artist, and second most awarded artist in Grammy history.
History has just been made, breaking the all-time record for the most Grammy wins ever by any female artist or any singer, male or female. The Grammy goes to Beyoncé!
Beyoncé wrote and recorded a song titled Be Alive for the biographical drama film King Richard. She received her first Academy Award nomination for Best Original Song at the 94th Academy Awards for the song, alongside co-writer Dixon. In 2022, Beyoncé removed her profile pictures across various social media platforms, causing speculation that she would be releasing new music. Days later, Beyoncé caused further speculation via her non-profit Beygoods Twitter account, hinting at her upcoming 7th studio album. And in June, Beyoncé officially announced her 7th studio album, titled Renaissance. The first single from Renaissance, Break My Soul, was released. The song became Beyoncé's 20th top 10 single on the Billboard Hot 100, and in doing so, Beyoncé joined Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson as the only artists in Hot 100 history to achieve at least 20 top 10s as a solo artist and 10 as a member of a group. Upon release, Renaissance received universal acclaim from critics. Renaissance debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 chart, and in doing so, Beyoncé became the first female artist to have her first 7 studio albums debut at #1 in the United States. Beyoncé's voice type is classified as coloratura mezzo-soprano. Jody Rosen highlights her tone and timbre as particularly distinctive, describing her voice as one of the most compelling instruments in popular music. Her vocal abilities mean she is identified as the centerpiece of Destiny's Child. John Perrells of the New York Times commented that her voice is velvety yet tart, with an insistent flutter and reserves of soul belting. Rosen notes that the hip-hop era highly influenced Beyoncé's unique rhythmic vocal style, but also finds her quite traditionalist in her use of balladry, gospel, and falsetto. Other critics praise her range and power, with Chris Richards of The Washington Post saying she was capable of punctuating any beat with goosebump-inducing whispers or full-bore devours. Beyoncé's music is generally R&B, pop, and hip-hop, but she also incorporates soul and funk into her songs. For demonstrated Beyoncé's exploration of 1990s style R&B, as well as further use of soul and hip-hop compared to previous releases. While she almost exclusively releases English songs, Beyoncé recorded several Spanish songs for irreplaceable re-recordings of songs from Birthday for a Spanish-language audience, and the re-release of Birthday. To record these, Beyoncé was coached phonetically by American record producer Rudy Perez. Beyoncé has received co-writing credits for most of her songs. In regard to the way she approaches collaborative songwriting, Beyoncé explained,
"I love being around great writers because I'm finding that a lot of the things I want to say, I don't articulate as good as maybe Amanda Ghost, so I want to keep collaborating with writers. And I love classics and I want to make sure years from now the song is still something that's relevant."
Her early songs with Destiny's Child were personally driven and female empowerment-themed compositions like Independent Women and Survivor, but after the start of her relationship with Jay-Z, she transitioned to more man-tending anthems such as Cater to You.
Baby, I'm yours, I wanna cater to you, boy. Let me cater to you.
In 2001, she became the first black woman and second female lyricist to win the Pop Songwriter of the Year award at the ASCAP Pop Music Awards. Beyoncé was the third woman to have writing credits on 3 #1 songs Irreplaceable, Grills and Check on It in the same year, after Carole King in 1971 and Mariah Carey in 1991. She is tied with American lyricist Diane Warren at third with 9 songwriting credits on #1 singles. The latter wrote her 9/11 motivated song I Was Here for her album 4. In 2011, Billboard magazine listed Beyoncé at number 17 on their list of the top 20 Hot 100 songwriters for having co-written 8 singles that hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. She was one of only 3 women on that list, along with Alicia Keys and Taylor Swift. Beyoncé names Michael Jackson as her major musical influence. Aged 5, Beyoncé attended her first ever concert where Jackson performed, and she claims to have realized her purpose. When she presented him with a tribute award at the World Music Awards in 2006, Beyoncé said,
"If it wasn't for Michael Jackson, I would never ever have performed."
Beyoncé was also heavily influenced by Tina Turner. She said,
"Tina Turner is someone that I admire because she made her strength feminine and sexy."
She also admires Diana Ross as an all-around entertainer, and Whitney Houston, who she said,
"Inspired me to get up there and do what she did."
Beyoncé cited Madonna as an influence not only for her musical style, but also for her business sense, saying that she wanted to follow in the footsteps of Madonna and be a powerhouse and have my own empire. She also credits Mariah Carey's singing and her song Vision of Love as influencing her to begin practicing vocal runs as a child. Her other musical influences include Prince, Shakira, Lauryn Hill, Sada Du, Donna Summer, Mary J. Blige, Anita Baker, and Toni Braxton. The feminism and female empowerment themes on Beyoncé's second solo album Birthday were inspired by her role in Dreamgirls and by singer Josephine Baker.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, get ready. Come on, New York City, get ready. Right now, performing her #1 single, Deja Vu. In the celebration of the 100th anniversary of the great birth of the great Josephine Baker, Beyoncé!
Beyoncé paid homage to Baker by performing Deja Vu at the 2006 Fashion Rocks concert wearing Baker's trademark mini hula skirt embellished with fake bananas. Beyoncé's third solo album, I Am Sasha Fierce, was inspired by Jay-Z.
Miss Peaches had a change and something got a hold of me. Go ahead.
And especially by Etta James, whose boldness inspired Beyoncé to explore other musical genres and styles. Her fourth solo album, 4, was inspired by Fela Kuti, 1990s R&B, Earth, Wind and Fire, DeBarge, Lionel Richie, Tina Marie, The Jackson 5, New Edition, Adele, Florence and the Machine, and Prince. Beyoncé has stated that she is personally inspired by Michelle Obama, saying she proves you can do it all, and has described Oprah Winfrey as the definition of inspiration and a strong woman. She has also discussed how Jay-Z is a continuing inspiration to her, both with what she describes as his lyrical genius and in the obstacles he has overcome in his life. Beyoncé has expressed admiration for the artist Jean-Michel Basquiat, posting in a letter, "What I find in the work of Jean-Michel Basquiat, I search for every day in music. He is lyrical and raw." Beyoncé also cited Cher as a fashion inspiration. In 2006, Beyoncé introduced her all-female tour band Suga Mama, which includes bassists, drummers, guitarists, horn players, keyboardists, and percussionists. Her background singers, the Mamas, consist of Montina Cooper-Donnell, Crystal Collins, and Tiffany Monique Riddick. They made their debut appearance at the 2006 BET Awards and reappeared in the music videos for Irreplaceable and Green Light. The band have supported Beyoncé in most subsequent live performances, including her 2007 concert tour, The Beyoncé Experience, I Am World Tour, the Mrs. Carter Show World Tour, and the Formation World Tour. Beyoncé has received praise for her stage presence and voice during live performances. Jarrett Wieselman of the New York Post placed her at #1 on her list of the 5 best singer-dancers. According to Barbara Ellen of The Guardian, Beyoncé is the most in-charge female artist she's seen on stage, while Alice Jones of The Independent wrote she takes her role as entertainer so seriously she's almost too good. The ex-president of Def Jam, Ella Reid, has described Beyoncé as the greatest entertainer alive. Jim Farber of The Daily News and Stephanie Klassen of The Star Phoenix both praised her strong voice and her stage presence. Beyoncé's stage outfits have been met with criticism from many countries, such as Malaysia, where she has postponed or cancelled performances due to the country's strict laws banning revealing costumes. Beyoncé has worked with numerous directors for her music videos throughout her career, including Melina Matsoukas, Jonas Akerlund, and Jake Nava. Bill Condon, director of Beauty and the Beast, stated that the Lemonade visuals in particular served as inspiration for his film, commenting, "You look at Beyoncé's brilliant movie Lemonade, this genre is taking on so many different forms. I do think that this very old-school breakout into song traditional musical is something that people understand again and really want." Beyoncé has an alter ego. Described as being sexy, seductive, and provocative when performing on stage, Beyoncé has said that she originally created the alter ego Sasha Fierce to keep that stage persona separate from who she really is. She described Sasha as being too aggressive, too strong, too sassy, and too sexy, stating, "I'm not like her in real life at all." Sasha was conceived during the making of Crazy in Love, and Beyoncé introduced her with the release of her 2008 album, I Am Sasha Fierce. In February 2010, she announced in an interview with Allure magazine that she was comfortable enough with herself to no longer need Sasha Fierce. However, Beyoncé announced in 2012 that she would bring her back for her Revel presence, Beyoncé Live shows later that month. In 2010, Beyoncé founded her own entertainment company Parkwood Entertainment, which formed as an imprint based in Columbia Records. The company began as a production unit for videos and films in 2008. Parkwood Entertainment is named after a street in Houston, Texas where Beyoncé once lived. With headquarters in New York City, the company serves as an umbrella for the entertainer's various brands in music, movies, videos, and fashion. The staff of Parkwood Entertainment have experiences in arts and entertainment, from filmmaking and video production to web and fashion design. In addition to departments in marketing, digital, creative, publicity, fashion design and merchandising, the company houses a state-of-the-art editing suite, where Beyoncé works on content for her worldwide tours, music videos, and television specials. Parkwood Entertainment's first production was the musical biopic Cadillac Records, in which Beyoncé starred and co-produced. The company has also distributed Beyoncé's albums such as her self-titled fifth studio album, Lemonade, and The Carters, Everything Is Love. Beyoncé has also signed other artists to Parkwood such as Chloe X Halle, who performed at Super Bowl 53. Beyoncé has worked with Pepsi since 2002, and in 2004 appeared in a gladiator-themed commercial with Britney Spears, Pink, and Enrique Iglesias. She also Beyoncé signed a $50 million deal to endorse Pepsi. The Center for Science in the Public Interest wrote Beyoncé an open letter asking her to reconsider the deal because of the unhealthiness of the product and to donate the proceeds to a medical organization. Nevertheless, NetBase found that Beyoncé's campaign was the most talked about endorsement, with a 70% positive audience response to the commercial and print ads. Beyoncé has worked with Tommy Hilfiger for the fragrances True Star by singing a cover version of Wishing on a Star and True Star Gold.
That I see so far away from home.
She also promoted Emporio Armani's Diamonds fragrance. Beyoncé also launched her first official fragrance, Heat. The commercial, which featured the 1956 song Fever, was shown after the watershed in the United Kingdom as it begins with an image of Beyoncé appearing to lie naked in a room. In 2011, Beyoncé launched her second fragrance, Heat Rush. Beyoncé's third fragrance, Pulse, was also launched. The Mrs. Carter Show limited edition version of Heat was released. The 6 editions of Heat are the world's best-selling celebrity fragrance line, with sales of over $400 million. The release of a video game Star Power, Beyoncé was cancelled after Beyoncé pulled out of a $100 million with Gate 5, who alleged the cancellation meant the sacking of 70 staff and millions of pounds lost in development. It was settled out of court by her lawyers, who said that they had cancelled because Gate 5 had lost its financial backers. Beyoncé also has had deals with American Express, Nintendo DS, and L'Oreal since the age of 18.
In non-stop color with this.
Now L'Oreal's infallible.
In 2015, Beyoncé became a co-owner, with other artists, of the music streaming service Tidal. The service specializes in lossless audio and high-definition music videos. Beyoncé's husband Jay-Z acquired the parent company of Tidal, Aspiro. Including Beyoncé and Jay-Z, 16 artist stakeholders co-own Tidal, with the majority owning a 3% equity stake. The idea of having an all-artist-owned streaming service was created by those involved to adapt to the increased demand for streaming within the current music industry. In 2020, Beyoncé formed a multi-year partnership with exercise equipment and media company Peloton. The partnership was formed to celebrate homecoming season in historically Black colleges and universities, providing themed workout experiences inspired by Beyoncé's homecoming film and live album after homecoming celebrations were cancelled due to the COVID-19 pandemic. As part of the partnership, Beyoncé and Peloton are donating free memberships to all students at 10 HBCUs, and Peloton are pursuing long-term recruiting partnerships at the HCBUs. Gwen Bethel Riley, head of music at Peloton, said, "When we had conversations with Beyoncé around how critical a social impact component was to all of us, it crystallized how important it was to embrace homecoming as an opportunity to celebrate and create dialogue around Black culture and music, in partnership with HBCUs." Upon news of the partnership, a decline in Peloton's shares reversed, and its shares rose by 8.6%. In 2021, Beyoncé and Jay-Z partnered with Tiffany & Company for the company's About Love campaign. Beyoncé became the 4th woman, and first Black woman, to wear the Tiffany Yellow Diamond. The campaign featured a robin egg blue painting by Jean-Michel Basquiat titled Equals Pie.
Yeah, B.
Beyoncé and her mother introduced House of Duran, a contemporary women's fashion line, in 2005. The concept is inspired by 3 generations of women in their family, with the name paying tribute to Beyoncé's grandmother, Agnès Duran, a respected seamstress. According to Tina, the overall style of the line best reflects her and Beyoncé's taste and style. Beyoncé and her mother founded their family's company Beyond Productions, which provides the licensing and brand management for House of Duran, and its junior collection, Duran. House of Duran pieces were exhibited in Destiny's Child shows and tours during their Destiny Fulfilled era. The collection features sportswear, denim offerings with fur, outerwear and accessories that include handbags and footwear, and are available at department and specialty stores across the US and Canada. Same year, Beyoncé teamed up with House of Brands, a shoe company, to produce a range of footwear for House of Duran. In 2008, Starwave Mobile launched Beyoncé Fashion Diva, a high-style mobile game with a social networking component, featuring the House of Duran collection. Next year, Beyoncé and her mother launched a new junior apparel label, Sasha Fierce for Duran, for back-to-school selling. The collection included sportswear, outerwear, handbags, footwear, eyewear, lingerie and jewelry. It was available at department stores including Macy's and Dillard's, and specialty stores Jimmy Jazz and Against All Odds. In 2010, Beyoncé teamed up with clothing store CNA to launch Duran by Beyoncé at their stores in Brazil. The collection included tailored blazers with padded shoulders, little black dresses, embroidered tops and shirts and bandage dresses. In 2014, Beyoncé signed a deal to launch an activewear line of clothing with British fashion retailer Topshop. The 50-50 venture is called Ivy Park. The brand's name is a nod to Beyoncé's daughter and her favorite number 4, and also references the park where she used to run in Texas. She has since bought out Topshop owner Philip Green from his 50% share after he was alleged to have sexually harassed, bullied, and racially abused employees. She now owns the brand herself.
So this is the best way I can describe it.
In 2019, it was announced that Beyoncé would become a creative partner with Adidas and further develop her athletic brand Ivy Park with the company. Knowles will also develop new clothes and footwear for Adidas. Shares for the company rose 1.3% upon the news release. Beyoncé uploaded a teaser on her website and Instagram. The collection was also previewed on the upcoming Elle January 2020 issue, where Beyoncé is seen wearing several garments, accessories and footwear from the first collection. Forbes magazine began reporting on Beyoncé's earnings in 2008, calculating that the $80 million earned for her music, tour, films and clothing line made her the world's best-paid music personality at the time, above Madonna and Celine Dion. It placed her 4th on the Celebrity 100 list in 2009 and 9th on the Most Powerful Women in the World list in 2010. The following year, the magazine placed her 8th on the Best-Paid Celebrities Under 30 list, having earned $35 million in the past year for her clothing line and endorsement deals. In 2012, Forbes placed Beyoncé at number 16 on the Celebrity 100 list, 12 places lower than 3 years ago, yet still having earned $40 million in the past year for her album 4, clothing line and endorsement deals. In the same year, Beyoncé and Jay-Z placed at number 1 on the world's highest-paid celebrity couples, collectively earning $78 million. The couple made it into the previous year's Guinness World Records as the highest-earning power couple for collectively earning $122 million. For the years 2009 to 2011, Beyoncé earned an average of $70 million per year, and earned $40 million in 2012. In 2013, Beyoncé's endorsements of Pepsi and H&M made her and Jay-Z the world's first billion-dollar couple in the music industry. That year, Beyoncé was published as the 4th most powerful celebrity in the Forbes rankings. MTV estimated that by the end of 2014, Beyoncé would become the highest-paid black musician in history. This became the case in April of the same year. In June of the same year, Beyoncé ranked at number 1 on the Forbes Celebrity 100 list, earning an estimated $115 million throughout June 2013 to June 2014. This in turn was the first time she had topped the Celebrity 100 list, as well as being her highest yearly earnings to date. In 2016, Beyoncé ranked at number 34 on the Celebrity 100 list with earnings of $54 million. She and Jay-Z also topped the highest-paid celebrity couple list, with combined earnings of $107.5 million. As of 2018, Forbes calculated her net worth to be $355 million, and in June of the same year, ranked her as the 35th highest-earning celebrity with annual earnings of $60 million. This tied Beyoncé with Madonna as the only two female artists to earn more than $100 million within a single year twice. As a couple, Beyoncé and Jay-Z have a combined net worth of $1.16 billion. In July 2017, Billboard announced that Beyoncé was the highest-paid musician of 2016, with an estimated total of $62.1 million.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies.
Beyoncé performed America the Beautiful at President Barack Obama's 2009 presidential inauguration, as well as at last during the first inaugural dance at the neighborhood ball 2 days later. The couple held a fundraiser at Jay-Z's 40 by 40 Club in Manhattan for President Obama's 2012 presidential campaign, which raised $4 million. In the 2012 presidential election, the singer voted for President Obama. She performed the American national anthem, The Star-Spangled Banner, at his second inauguration. The Washington Post reported that Beyoncé attended a major celebrity fundraiser for presidential nominee Hillary Clinton. She also headlined for Clinton in a concert held the weekend before Election Day the next year. In this performance, Beyoncé and her entourage of backup dancers wore pantsuits, a clear allusion to Clinton's frequent dress of choice. The backup dancers also wore "I'm with her" t-shirts, the campaign slogan for Clinton. In a brief speech at this performance, Beyoncé said,
"I want my daughter to grow up seeing a woman lead our country."
She endorsed the bid of Beto O'Rourke during the 2018 United States Senate election in Texas. In 2013, Beyoncé stated in an interview in Vogue that she considered herself to be a modern-day feminist. She would later align herself more publicly with the movement, sampling "We Should All Be Feminists," a speech delivered by Nigerian author Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie at a TEDx talk, in her song Flawless, released later that year.
They cannot be sexual beings in the way that boys are.
The next year, she performed live at the MTV Video Awards in front of a giant backdrop reading "Feminist." Her self-identification incited a circulation of opinions and debate about whether her feminism is aligned with older, more established feminist ideals. Annie Lennox, celebrated artist and feminist advocate, referred to Beyoncé's use of her word feminist as "feminist light." Bell Hooks critiqued Beyoncé, referring to her as a towards feminism, harmfully impacting her audience of young girls. Adichie responded with, "Her type of feminism is not mine, as it is the kind that, at the same time, gives quite a lot of space to the necessity of men." Adichie expands upon what feminist light means to her, referring that more troubling is the idea, in feminism light, that men are naturally superior but should be expected to treat women well, and we judge powerful women more harshly than we judge powerful men. And feminism light enables this. Beyoncé responded about her intent by utilizing the definition of feminist with her platform was to give clarity to the true meaning behind it. She says to understand what being a feminist is, it's very simple. It's someone who believes in equal rights for men and women. She advocated to provide equal opportunities for young boys and girls. Men and women must begin to understand the double standards that remain persistent in our societies, and the issue must be illuminated in effort to start making changes. She has also contributed to the Ban Bossy campaign, which uses TV and social media to encourage leadership in girls. Following Beyoncé's public identification as a feminist, the sexualized nature of her performances and the fact that she championed her marriage was questioned. In December 2012, Beyoncé, along with a variety of other celebrities, teamed up and produced a video campaign for Demand a Plan, a bipartisan effort by a group of 950 U.S. mayors and others designed to influence the federal government into rethinking its gun control laws, following the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting. Beyoncé also publicly endorsed same-sex marriage after the Supreme Court debate on California's proposition. She spoke against North Carolina's Public Facilities Privacy and Security Act, a bill passed and later repealed that discriminated against the LGBT community in public places, in a statement during her concert in Raleigh as part of the Formation World Tour in 2016. She has also condemned police brutality against Black Americans. She and Jay-Z attended a rally in response to the acquittal of George Zimmerman for the killing of Trayvon Martin. The film for her 6th album Lemonade included the mothers of Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown and Eric Garner, holding pictures of their sons in the video For Freedom. In an interview with Elle, Beyoncé responded to the controversy surrounding her song Formation, which was perceived to be critical of the police. She clarified, "I am against police brutality and injustice. Those are two separate things. If celebrating my roots and culture during Black History Month made anyone uncomfortable, those feelings were there long before a video and long before me." In 2017, Beyoncé spoke out against the withdrawal of protections for transgender students in public schools by Donald Trump's presidential administration. Posting a link to the 100 Days of Kindness campaign on her Facebook page, Beyoncé voiced her support for transgender youth and joined a roster of celebrities who spoke out against Trump's decision. Same year, Beyoncé presented Colin Kaepernick with the 2017 Sports Illustrated Muhammad Ali Legacy Award, stating, "Thank you for your selfless heart and your conviction, thank you for your personal sacrifice," and that Colin took action with no fear of consequence. To change perception, to change the way we treat each other, especially people of color. We're still waiting for the world to catch up. Muhammad Ali was heavily penalized in his career for protesting the status quo of U.S. civil rights through opposition to the Vietnam War, by refusing to serve in the military. 40 years later, Kaepernick had already lost one professional year due to taking a much quieter and legal stand for people that are oppressed.
Because what non-believers fail to understand is that calling a dream crazy is not an insult.
In 2002, Beyoncé, Kelly Rowland and Tina Knowles built the Knowles-Rowland Center for Youth, a community center in downtown Houston. After Hurricane Katrina, Beyoncé and Rowland founded the Survivor Foundation to provide transitional housing to displaced families and provide means for new building construction, to which Beyoncé contributed an initial $250,000. The foundation has since expanded to work with other charities in the city, and also provided relief following Hurricane Ike 3 years later. Beyoncé also donated $100,000 to the Gulf Coast Ike Relief Fund. In 2007, Beyoncé founded the Knowles Temenos Place Apartments, a housing complex offering living space for 43 displaced individuals. As of 2016, Beyoncé had donated $7 million for the maintenance of the complex. After starring in Cadillac Records and learning about Phoenix House, a non-profit drug and alcohol rehabilitation organization, Beyoncé donated her full $4 million salary from the film to the organization. Beyoncé and her mother subsequently established the Beyoncé Cosmetology Center, which offers a 7-month cosmetology training course helping Phoenix House's clients gain career skills during their recovery. Then Beyoncé participated in George Clooney and Wyclef Jean's Hope for Haiti Now, a global benefit for earthquake relief telethon, donated a large sum to the organization, and was named the official face of the limited edition CFDA Fashion for Haiti t-shirt, made by Theory, which raised a total of $1 million. In April 2011, Beyoncé joined forces with U.S. First Lady Michelle Obama and the National Association of Broadcasters Education Foundation to help boost the latter's campaign against child obesity by reworking her single Get Me Bodied. Following the death of Osama bin Laden, Beyoncé released her cover of the Lee Greenwood song God Bless the USA as a charity single to help raise funds for the New York Police and Fire Widows and Children's Benefit Fund. Beyoncé became an ambassador for the 2012 World Humanitarian Day campaign, donating her song I Was Here and its music video, shot in the UN, to the campaign. In 2013, it was announced that Beyoncé would work with Salma Hayek and Frida Giannini on a Gucci Chime for Change campaign that aims to spread female empowerment. The campaign was set to her new music. A concert for the cause took place in London. With help of the crowdfunding platform Catapult, visitors of the concert could choose between several projects promoting education of women and girls. Beyoncé also took part in Miss a Meal, a food donation campaign, and supported Goodwill Industries through online charity auctions at Charity Buzz that support job creation throughout Europe and the United States. Beyoncé and Jay-Z secretly donated tens of thousands of dollars to bail out Black Lives Matter protesters in Baltimore and Ferguson, as well as funded infrastructure for the establishment of Black Lives Matter chapters across the United States. Before Beyoncé's Formation World Tour show in Tampa, her team held a private luncheon for more than 20 community leaders to discuss how Beyoncé could support local charitable initiatives, including pledging on the spot to fund 10 scholarships to provide students with financial aid. Tampa Sports Authority Board member Thomas Scott said, "I don't know of a prior artist meeting with the community, seeing what their needs are, seeing how they can invest in the community. It says a lot to me about Beyoncé. She not only goes into a community and walks away with money, but she also gives money back to that community." In June 2016, Beyoncé donated over $82,000 to the United Way of Genesee County to support victims of the Flint water crisis. Beyoncé additionally donated money to support 14 students in Michigan with their college expenses. Same year, Beyoncé and Jay-Z donated $1.5 million to civil rights groups including Black Lives Matter, Hands Up United and Dream Defenders. After Hurricane Matthew, Beyoncé and Jay-Z donated $15 million to the Usain Bolt Foundation to support its efforts in rebuilding homes in Haiti. In December 2016, Beyoncé was named the most charitable celebrity of the year. During Hurricane Harvey, Beyoncé launched Be Good Houston to support those affected by the hurricane in Houston. The organization donated necessities such as cots, blankets, pillows, baby products, feminine products and wheelchairs, and funded long-term revitalization projects. Beyoncé also visited Houston, where she sponsored a lunch for 400 survivors at her local church, visited the George R. Brown Convention Center to discuss with people displaced by the flooding about their needs, served meals to those who lost their homes, and made a significant donation to local causes. Beyoncé additionally donated $75,000 worth of new mattresses to survivors of the hurricane. Later that month, Beyoncé released a remix of J Balvin and Willie Williams' Mi Gente, with all of her proceeds being donated to disaster relief charities in Puerto Rico, Mexico, the United States and the Caribbean after Hurricanes Harvey, Irma and Maria, and the Chiapas and Puebla earthquakes. In 2020, Beyoncé donated $6 million to the National Alliance in Mental Health, UCLA and local community-based organizations in order to provide mental health and personal wellness services to essential workers during the COVID-19 pandemic. Be Good also teamed up with local organizations to help provide resources to communities of color, including food, water, cleaning supplies, medicines and face masks. The same month Beyoncé released a remix of Megan Thee Stallion's Savage, with all proceeds benefiting Bread of Life Houston's COVID-19 relief efforts, which includes providing over 14 tons of food and supplies to 500 families and 100 senior citizens in Houston weekly. Same year, Beyoncé provided 1,000 free COVID-19 tests in Houston as part of her and her mother's #IDidMyPart initiative, which was established due to the disproportionate deaths in African American communities. Additionally, 1,000 gloves, masks, hot meals, essential vitamins, grocery vouchers and household items were provided. Beyoncé also established the Black-owned Small Business Impact Fund in partnership with the NAACP, which offers $10,000 grants to Black-owned small businesses in need following the George Floyd protests. All proceeds from Beyoncé's single Black Parade were donated to the fund. Beyoncé also announced that she had donated an additional $1 million to the fund. As of December 31, 2020, the fund had given 715 grants to Black-owned small businesses, amounting to $7.15 million donated. Beyoncé released a statement that she has been working with the Feminist Coalition to assist supporters of the End SARS movement in Nigeria, including covering medical costs for injured protesters, covering legal fees for arrested protesters, and providing food, emergency shelter, transportation and telecommunication means to those in need. Beyoncé also showed support for those fighting against other issues in Africa, such as the Anglophone crisis in Cameroon, Shut It All Down in Namibia, Zimbabwean Lives Matter in Zimbabwe and the Rape National Emergency in Liberia. In December 2020, Beyoncé donated $500,000 to help alleviate the housing crisis in the U.S. caused by the cessation of the eviction moratorium, giving $105,000 grants to individuals and families facing foreclosures and evictions. Beyoncé has received numerous awards, and is the most awarded female artist of all time. Having sold over 200 million records worldwide, Beyoncé is one of the best-selling music artists of all time. The Recording Industry Association of America listed Beyoncé as the top certified artist of the 2000s decade, with a total of 64 certifications. Her songs Single Ladies, Halo, and Irreplaceable are some of the best-selling singles of all time worldwide. In 2009, Billboard named her the top female artist and top radio songs artist of the decade. In 2010, Billboard named her in their top 50 R&B hip-hop artists of the past 25 years list at number 15. In 2012, VH1 ranked her third on their list of the 100 greatest women in music, behind Mariah Carey and Madonna. In 2002, she received Songwriter of the Year from American Society of Composers, Authors and Publishers, becoming the first African American woman to win the award. In 2004 and 2019, she received the NAACP Image Award for Entertainer of the Year and the Soul Train Music Award for Sammy Davis Jr., Entertainer of the Year. In 2005, she also received the Apex Award at the Trumpet Award honoring achievements of Black African Americans. In 2007, Beyoncé received the International Artist of Excellence Award by the American Music Awards. She also received Honorary Otto at the Bravo Otto. The following year, she received the Legend Award for Outstanding Contribution to the Arts at the World Music Awards and Career Achievement Award at the Los 40 Music Awards. In 2010, she received the Award of Honor for Artist of the Decade at the NRJ Music Award, and at the 2011 Billboard Music Awards, Beyoncé received the inaugural Billboard Millennium Award. Beyoncé received the Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award at the 2014 MTV Video Music Awards and was honored as Honorary Mother of the Year at the Australian Mother of the Year Award in Barnardos, Australia for her humanitarian effort in the region, and the Council of Fashion Designers of America Fashion Icon Award in 2016. In 2019, alongside Jay-Z, she received the GLAAD Vanguard Award that is presented to a member of the entertainment community who does not identify as LGBT but who has made a significant difference in promoting equal rights for LGBT people. In 2020, she was awarded the BET Humanitarian Award. Consequence of Sound named her the 30th best singer of all time. Beyoncé has won 28 Grammy Awards, both as a solo artist and member of Destiny's Child and the Carters, making her the most honored singer, male or female, by the Grammys. She is also the most nominated artist in Grammy Award history with a total of 88 nominations. Single Ladies won Song of the Year in 2010, while Say My Name, Crazy in Love and Drunk in Love have each won Best R&B Song. Dangerously in Love, Birthday and I Am Sasha Fierce have all won Best Contemporary R&B Album, while Lemonade has won Best Urban Contemporary Album. Beyoncé set the record for the most Grammy Awards won by a female artist in one night in 2010 when she won 6 awards, breaking the tie she previously held with Alicia Keys, Norah Jones, Alison Krauss, and Amy Winehouse, with Adele equaling this in 2012. Beyoncé has won 29 MTV Video Music Awards, making her the most awarded artist in Video Music Award history. She won 2 awards each with the Carters and Destiny's Child, making her lifetime total of 29 VMAs. Single Ladies and Formation won Video of the Year in 2009 and 2016 respectively. Beyoncé tied the record set by Lady Gaga in 2010 for the most VMAs won in one night for a female artist, with 8 in 2016. She is also the most awarded and nominated artist in BET Award history, winning 29 awards from a total of 60 nominations, the most awarded person at the Soul Train Music Awards with 17 awards as a solo artist, and the most awarded person at the NAACP Image Awards with 24 awards as a solo artist. Additionally, Beyoncé is the most awarded artist at the NAACP Image Awards with 22 awards, the BET Awards with 32 awards, and the Soul Train Music Awards with 21 awards. Following her role in Dreamgirls, Beyoncé was nominated for Best Original Song for Listen and Best Actress at the Golden Globe Awards, and Outstanding Actress in a Motion Picture at the NAACP Image Awards. Beyoncé won 2 awards at the Broadcast Film Critics Association Awards 2006, Best Song for Listen and Best Original Soundtrack for Dreamgirls, Music from the Motion Picture. According to Fuse, Beyoncé is the second most award-winning artist of all time, after Michael Jackson. Lemonade won a Peabody Award. In 2022, Be Alive was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Original Song, the Critics' Choice Movie Award for Best Song, and the Golden Globe Award for Best Original Song. She was named on the 2016 BBC Radio 4 Woman's Hour Power List as one of 7 women judged to have had the biggest impact on women's lives over the past 70 years, alongside Margaret Thatcher, Barbara Castle, Helen Brooke, Germaine Greer, J-Ben Desai and Bridget Jones. She was named the most powerful woman in music on the same list. In the same year, Billboard named her with Destiny's Child the 3rd greatest music video artists of all time, behind Madonna and Michael Jackson. In 2021, Beyoncé was among several celebrities at the Pollstar Awards where she won the award of Top Touring Artist of the Decade. Same year, Beyoncé was inducted into the Black Music and Entertainment Walk of Fame as a member of the inaugural class. Beyoncé's success has led to her becoming a cultural icon and earning her the nickname Queen Bey. Constance Grady wrote for Vox, "The transformation of Beyoncé from well-liked pop star to cultural icon came in 3 phases, punctuated by the self-titled Beyoncé, Lemonade, and Homecoming concert at Coachella." In The New Yorker, music critic Jody Rosen described Beyoncé as the most important and compelling popular musician of the 21st century, the result, the logical endpoint, of a century plus of pop. Author James Clear, in his book Atomic Habits, draws a parallel between the singer's success and the dramatic transformations in modern society. In the last 100 years, we have seen the rise of the car, the aeroplane, the television, the personal computer, the internet, the smartphone, and Beyoncé. The Observer named her Artist of the Decade. Writing for Entertainment Weekly, Alex Susskind noticed how Beyoncé was the decade's defining pop star, stating that no one dominated music in the 2010s like Queen Bey, explaining that her songs, album rollouts, stage presence, social justice initiatives, and disruptive public relations strategy have influenced the way we've viewed music since 2010. British publication NME also shared similar thoughts on her impact in the 2010s, including Beyoncé on their list of the 10 artists who defined the decade. Rolling Stone included her on its Millennial 100 list.
Pay me in equity, watch me reverse out of dicks. He got a bad bitch.
Music critics have often credited Beyoncé with the invention of the staccato rap singing style that has since dominated pop, R&B, and rap music. Lakin Starling of The Fader wrote that Beyoncé's innovative implementation of the delivery style on Destiny's Child's 1999 album The Writings on the Wall invented a new form of R&B. Beyoncé's new style subsequently changed the nature of music, revolutionizing both singing in urban music and rapping in pop music, and becoming the dominant sound of both genres. The style helped to redefine both the breadth of commercial R&B and the sound of hip-hop, with artists such as Kanye West and Drake implementing Beyoncé's cadence in the late 2000s and early 2010s. The staccato rap singing style continued to be used in the music industry in the late 2010s and early 2020s. Aaron Williams of Uproxx described Beyoncé as the primary pioneer of the rapping style that dominates the music industry today, with many contemporary rappers implementing Beyoncé's rap singing. Michael Eric Dyson agrees, saying that Beyoncé changed the whole genre and has become the godmother of mumble rappers, who use the staccato rap singing cadence. Dyson added, "She doesn't get credit for the remarkable way in which she changed the musical vocabulary of contemporary art." Beyoncé has been credited with reviving the album as an art form in an era dominated by singles and streaming. This started with her album 4, while mainstream R&B artists were foregoing albums-led R&B in favor of singles-led EDM. Beyoncé aimed to place the focus back on albums as an art form and re-establish R&B as a mainstream concern. This remained a focus of Beyoncé's, and she made her eponymous album only available to purchase as a full album on iTunes, rather than being able to purchase individual tracks or consume the album via streaming. Caitlin Menz of Marie Claire wrote that this made listeners experience the album as one whole sonic experience, the way people used to, noting the musical and lyrical themes. Jameson Cox for The Verge described how Beyoncé's 2013 album initiated a gradual trend of albums becoming more cohesive and self-referential, and this phenomenon reached its endpoint with Lemonade, which set a new standard for pop storytelling at the highest possible scale. Megan Carpentier of The Guardian wrote that with Lemonade, Beyoncé has almost revived the album format by releasing an album that can only be listened to in its entirety. MYF Warhurst on Double J's Lunch with MYF explained that while most artists' albums consist of a few singles plus filler songs, Beyoncé brought the album back, changing the art form of the album to a narrative with an arc and a story, and you have to listen to the entire thing to get the concept. She is known for coining popular phrases such as "put a ring on it," a euphemism for marriage proposal, "I woke up like this," which started a trend of posting morning selfies with the hashtag "I woke up like this," and "boy, bye," which was used as part of the Democratic National Committee's campaign. Similarly, she also came up with the phrase "visual album" following the release of her fifth studio album, which had a video for every song. This has been recreated by many other artists since, such as Frank Ocean and Melanie Martinez. The album also popularized surprise releases, with many artists releasing songs, videos, or albums with no prior announcement, such as Taylor Swift, Nicki Minaj, Eminem, Frank Ocean, Jay-Z, and Drake. In January 2012, research scientist Brian Lessard named Scaptia beyoncéi, a species of horsefly found in northern Queensland, Australia after Beyoncé due to the fly's unique golden hairs on its abdomen. In 2018, the city of Columbia, South Carolina declared August 21 the Beyoncé Knowles Carter Day in the city after presenting her with the keys to Columbia. Various recording artists and celebrities have cited Beyoncé as their influence. Lady Gaga explained how Beyoncé gave her the determination to become a musician, recalling seeing her in a Destiny's Child music video and saying, "Oh, she's a star. I want that." Rihanna was similarly inspired to start her singing career after watching Beyoncé, telling a talk that after Beyoncé released Dangerously in Love, "I was like, wow, I want to be just like that. She's huge and just an inspiration." Lizzo was also first inspired by Beyoncé to start singing after watching her perform at a Destiny's Child concert. Lizzo also taught herself to sing by copying Beyoncé's birthday. Similarly, Ariana Grande said she learned to sing by mimicking Beyoncé. Adele cited Beyoncé as her inspiration and favorite artist, telling Vogue, "She's been a huge and constant part of my life as an artist since I was about 10 or 11. I think she's really inspiring. She's beautiful. She's ridiculously talented, and she is one of the kindest people I've ever met. She makes me want to do things with my life." Both Paul McCartney and Garth Brooks said they watch Beyoncé's performances to get inspiration for their own shows, with Brooks saying that when watching one of her performances, take out your notebook and take notes. No matter how long you've been on the stage, take notes on that one. Other artists to cite influence from Beyoncé include Britney Spears, Little Mix, Sam Smith, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Anita, Ava Max, Teeny Stossel, Christina Aguilera, Dami Amazealia Banks, Doja Cat, Kendrick Lamar, Kesha, Megan Thee Stallion, Normani, Camila Cabello, Dua Lipa, Jasmine Sullivan, Rosalia, SZA, Tinashe, Zara Larsson, Addison Rae, Alexandra Burke, Alexis Jordan, Amber Riley, Bebe Rexha, Brandy, Bridget Mendler, Chris Martin, Sierra, Demi Lovato, Ellie Goulding, Faith Hill, Fergie, Gal Gadot, Grimes, Gwyneth Paltrow, Haim, Harry Styles, Hayley Williams, J Balvin, Jess Glynn, Jessie J, Jessie Ware, JoJo, Kelly Rowland, Kim Petras, Leona Lewis, Meghan Trainor, Miley Cyrus, Miranda Lambert, Nicole Scherzinger, One Direction, Rina Sawayama, Rita Ora, Rosalia, Selena Gomez, Stormzy, Seven Streeter, Tori Kelly, Whitney Houston, and Zendaya. Thank you for watching this Beyoncé documentary, history, life, and career. If you like this documentary, please leave a like and consider subscribing to the famous channel. I love you.